Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, First Community Financial Bank, the community bank where you come first. You're watching Spotlight, and with me today in studio are Janet Derrick and Kevin Dixon. They are here to talk about Naperville CARES.
Excellent. Thanks
Welcome
for having
back.
Me.
Oh, we're always so happy to have you. Janet's always here, and she always brings a new guest, so we're always happy about that.
Always bring a friend.
Yes, it's important to have a wingman. So we're talking 2016. We're talking Naperville CARES. What's the focus this year?
You know, we really are talking to the community and the donors about why an agency like Naperville CARES exists. You know, we've been serving the community for 16 years. We provide emergency financial assistance to pay rent and utilities. And we have a car program where we take donated cars and pay to repair them. But why is that needed in an affluent community like this? And I think really it comes down to stories. Most of us know somebody who's gone through a life-changing event. You know, it could be a major illness, it could be a loss of a job, it could be a divorce. But many of us have resources to get us through those difficult times, but we serve the people that don't have those resources. And in a community like this, I think it's important that we help our under-resourced neighbors. So our goal is to prevent homelessness, and we do it very effectively by partnering with many agencies. You know, we partner with donors like Kevin and Energy Services, but then also partner with other congregations and other organizations that do different things in the community. So we're collaborating and coordinating and maximizing assistance. So, but again, we're trying to help our under-resourced neighbors, and that's really the messaging we're trying to get out in 2016.
Well, and I think you're a great story. I mean, when you talk about collaboration, I think CARES is such a great, shining example of the importance of collaboration and using all of our neighborhood resources to help those that are less fortunate at this particular juncture, because it could be any of us at any point along the way.
Exactly, and we have seen people that have gone through these life-changing events and it's set them back on their heels. And we're very grateful for the clients that come to us for telling their stories. It's not easy to come and ask for assistance. So we are really grateful for them and grateful for our volunteers who listen with empathy and say to them it's going to be okay. So that's what it's so important. And again, we want to maximize. There's limited assistance out there. There's limited government programs. And so we're that link and that bridge to help people get over that hump.
Important. And Kevin, how did you get engaged with Naperville CARES?
Well, as a member of the Rotary Club of Naperville, meet a lot of great organizations, a lot of great leaders, and I got to know Janet, and
that's all it takes.
Yeah, she told me about the great work that they were doing. We realized we were neighbors in the same business park across the street from Naperville North, so it was a easy fit. She hooked me up with Naperville, our Cuisine for a Cause, and it was a great event.
Okay, it's great. And again, you're neighbors,
right.
neighbors, which is wonderful. Now, what this year is your real greatest need, Janet?
Well, funding's always a challenge. Especially as other agencies, we don't get state funding, but other agencies and other support safety nets that our clients use are under strain because they're not getting paid by the state. So with that difficulty, we find there's been more need because then many of the clients that come to us use those services. So it is always about funding and trying to make sure we have the money available to continue all our programming, so that's kind of what we're looking at now. Good news, bad news is we've increased the number of donated cars we've gotten by 35%, but now we have to pay to repair them. So that's one, again, good news, bad news. So we want to keep fixing those cars, which we will continue to do.
Because that's a critical aspect. In this country, you have to have transportation.
Right, and we, Kevin and I talk about that, right? He's got a lot of employees. What happens, if they're supposed to be fixing a furnace somewhere and their car breaks down, right? So he's had those issues, and we've talked about that. There's a lot of crossover with when we talk about people that we assist and how we do it.
Yeah. So Kevin, why have you chosen CARES? I mean, you talked briefly about lots of great organizations that you've been exposed to, but what specifically about CARES really, beyond Janet and her great recruiting efforts, what really drew you?
Well, what struck me about CARES is that they're helping people who want to help themselves. So, whether it's the helping with rent or helping with a car, it could be that one break that person needs that could be the turning point and for the rest of their future. So they just do really great things. They also work with other organizations, and they uniquely meet each family's needs to exactly what they need.
Yeah, coming together where they are as opposed to where you'd like them to be, or all of that. So now, giving back to the community, you're a young person, you're here in Naperville. Why is that important?
Yeah, I mean, it's one big community. We're all connected. And so we've been blessed at Energy Services. We're supported by Naperville. We want to support Naperville back. And like she said, the person they're helping, that could be our next employee, or it could be our next customer. So we want to help out.
I think that's very well said. Very well said. As you think, Cuisine for a Cause is coming up, 13th annual.
Yeah.
Why do we do this particular event?
So this sort of Taste of Naperville, which our volunteer recommended, that was in 2004. We were the first to do it. And it really it's become the largest cocktail party in Naperville. It's a great event. It's 500 people go. And I hear over and over, while it's, obviously they come to support our cause, but they really have a great time. It's a great networking event. You'll run into someone there.
Yes.
We're so grateful for our sponsors like Kevin and Caldwell Banker and BMO Harris and Naperville Bank and Trust and everyone who supports our organization, but also for our guests who come and the restaurants who come. They provide their signature sample-sized portions of their signature dishes. Where this year we have whiskey tasting, a martini luge, beer and wine tasting. So that's been sort of added to the thing. And Sullivan's is supporting the Martini Luge with their knockout martinis.
Okay.
And my chef is doing the whiskey tasting.
Well, every year you add something new.
We do,
It is always an exciting party.
Right.
It supports a wonderful cause.
Right.
Date?
April 30th,
Okay.
6:30 at Navistar.
Okay.
Another great supporter of ours. So
Wonderful. So if you would like to learn more about how to support Naperville CARES, or for a ticket for Cuisine for a Cause, which is coming up on April 30th, please visit their website. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go away, because we're coming right back with more Spotlight.